What is up, YouTube? I am in Puerto Viejo, Costa Rica. I haven't really been making videos lately. I've just been kind of working and just kind of living. This place is pretty amazing, as you can see behind me. Yeah, that's where I'm staying, right there. It's called Lazy Loft. It's pretty awesome. So if you're ever in Puerto Viejo, you should come to Lazy Loft because it's tight. I've been asked a lot lately about how I can afford to travel, both on YouTube, on Twitter, and in person. So since there's not really anything adventurous and super fun and worth filming here, figured I'd have a little chat. So first I want to start off with, I want to say thank you to all 885 of you, getting pretty close to 1,000, and that's exciting. So again, thank you so much for watching. Not sure why you want to see me do the things that I do, but it's cool that you do. So I have to, I guess, first say that I'm not rich. I don't have a disposable income. I don't have a rich girlfriend that pays for everything, parents that pay for everything. I do everything on my own. So let's knock that question out for sure. This is how I did it. I sold everything. I sold my businesses. I sold my car. I sold golf clubs. I sold bicycles, motorcycles, bed, kitchen stuff, all the stuff in my garage. I sold almost literally, hey, I'm working here. So hot. Almost literally sold everything that I own, apart from a 51 Ford pickup truck that I kept, drums, a couple of basses, maybe a guitar, books, a lot of books, stuff from college and from the Marines and from growing up and from my other travels. So stuff that's kind of irreplaceable to me. Everything else is gone. So I have no expenses. I don't have car insurance. I don't have a car payment. I don't have a house payment, electric, gas, sewage. I have a cell phone bill, and that's it, and traveler's insurance. Everything else I have to pay for is for food, lodging, and transportation. So that is one of the reasons why I can work only 1 month a year and travel for 11 months. The second thing is I don't spend my money on really anything. When I'm home, I don't go out drinking, I don't smoke, I don't go to the movies, I don't go out to dinner, I don't do any of those things, because when I'm home, I'm there to hang out with my family, and see my friends every now and again, and work so that I can travel. And I think that's a lot of the problems with a lot of people who say, oh, I can't afford to travel. It's probably because you spend your money on dumb shit. And so once I learned to stop doing that, it made my life so much easier. If you really want to travel as often as I do, full time, something has to budge. I was traveling and working at the same time. I owned a couple of businesses. I had all the things I had going on back home, and then when I was traveling, I had to deal with both of those, and that put a lot of stress on me, and it made traveling not as fun because I was worried about bills and emails and things like that back home. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to travel or do I want to work? And I've been working the majority of my life, and I decided that I didn't want to work anymore. I just wanted to travel. I just wanted to see the world. I wanted to experience cultures, not just going to a town for like a week or so, but staying for weeks, months at a time, so you really get immersed into the culture and into their little social microcosms that they have. And so because of that, I can allow myself a very little amount of money to spend every day, and it's around $30. So $1,000 a month, give or take, is basically what I've budgeted myself to travel. And to be honest, it's really not hard to do. It's actually quite easy. One of the things you have to do is you have to prioritize. What's most important is staying in a nice hotel with a pool and air conditioning? Is that what's important to you? Is flying first class important to you? Is flying at all important to you? To me, it's not. Unless I have a long distance I need to travel, I'll fly. But for the most part, I travel by land. It's significantly cheaper. You also get a chance to see the country. You take a bus through the countryside, or a train. Like if you're in Europe, you take a train through the Alps, or even hitchhiking. I hitchhiked quite a bit this last time. Hitchhiked from Guatemala all the way to Costa Rica, and didn't have to pay anything. So that's the less amount of money you can spend on those kinds of things, the more money you can spend on other things. Like, again, when I had to prioritize something in South Africa, cage shark diving has always been something that I wanted to do, and it was kind of expensive, way out of my budget. But because I stayed under my budget for so long, I had an extra amount of money left over. So I was like, what do? If you're in South Africa, you go swim with great whites. That's just what you do. Another good way to help balance your money and budget your money is I volunteer. So if you volunteer somewhere, a lot of times it's a trade-off for accommodation, either free food or discounted food, things like that. So like I'm doing here at Lazy Loft, I'm volunteering here. I've been here for going on 9 weeks now, basically rent-free, and I just have to work at the reception, and I've taken on some other responsibilities just because that's just something that I always do. So, the money that I'm saving with that, and plus I don't go out to eat. I don't really drink all that often. If you don't want to sell all your things like I did, and you want to just go on like maybe a long-term travel, maybe 3-4 weeks, one of the things you can do is quit drinking, quit smoking, just quit going out to like movies, going out to dinner, quit doing all those things, because all those things are still going to be there when you get back from your trip. So again, you have to prioritize what's most important. Is traveling to India more important than watching the new Batman movie? And I know it seems petty, but it's really not. It's for every $10 you save, $20 saves, that all adds up, and that turns into plane tickets for me. Obviously, this isn't like scripture. Like, this isn't something that every single person can do or needs to do in order to do it. Everyone's different. Everyone comes from different social classes, from different cultures, from different parts of life. How I travel isn't necessarily synonymous with every single person that travels, so everyone's different. For instance, there's Max. Max, come here.
Come in. How you doing?
This is Max. He is from France, even though he has a British accent. It's kind of silly, but he's traveling kind of as well.
Yeah.
You want to kind of say what you're up to?
Yeah, so this is my internship. I'm going to be here for 3 months. I've been here for 1 month. So my university requires that each year we go on an internship. So last year was my first year of university, and we had to go to an English-speaking country. So this time last year I was in South Africa, and this year we had to be in a Spanish-speaking country. So Costa Rica was my choice, since it was like, I looked for probably the safest country in Latin America. That was like my main. That's the thing for my parents as well.
Right.
The scenery, the culture, the way like people interact with you in Costa Rica won't be the same anywhere else in the world. So I wanted to be really here. That's sure what's safe. Yeah. So basically, I'm traveling to enhance my skills in Spanish, to acquire knowledge from like how the hostel works. And when I get back to France, I'll have to do a report on what I did around here.
Oh yeah. How did you save money for the trip?
So basically, I have 2 parts. The first one, I have 2 parts. So the first one, it comes from my parents. They put money on the side for me since I was small, and now I'm putting it into traveling and acquiring experience. And also, I had a job as a waiter, and also worked at the till.
Where?
At the till.
What's that?
Till in supermarkets.
Oh,
no, the
till cashier. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. So yeah.
Till equals cashier.
That's it. So yeah, I got some money from that, and now I'm putting it aside and spending it here. And like, people are gonna say, but why Costa Rica? Because they're gonna say you spend a lot of money in Costa Rica, but
Yeah.
on that side, it's not really the amount of money that you spend. It's more about the knowledge and the experience and the people that you meet that is what you get out of the experience, and it's what's worth more.
Yeah,
to me
it's
than money.
priceless. You can't
It's
put
priceless.
a price tag
You
on
can't.
experience.
You can't really. No.
He's 19 years old and he's already got it.
Got it.
Cool.
So yeah,
Thanks,
cheers.
man.
No
Cheers.
problem.
Smoke about it later.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said, everyone has a different experience. Don't take what I'm saying completely as the only way to do it, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because there's tons of ways to do it. I'm just trying to outline some ways that I do it. Third thing I do, while I'm traveling, I basically only travel by land. Air travel is really expensive. It fluctuates throughout the year. However, it's more times than not way more expensive. And since I don't have time constraints, I don't have to fly everywhere. I can go by ground. So I use buses. When I'm in Europe, I go by trains. I hitchhiked. Hitchhiking is amazing. You get to meet so many amazing people. I hitchhiked from Guatemala to Costa Rica with a friend 2 or 3 months ago. And we met truck drivers, and we had a family pick us up in a minivan and drive us 30 minutes past where they lived to take us to where we were going, and they turned around and went back. It was incredible. They gave us fruit. We played with their little kid. So I'm not saying hitchhiking isn't dangerous, but it's not dangerous. I mean, you just have to pay attention. A little couple of tips on hitchhiking. Don't hitchhike at night. I don't usually hitchhike alone. I have, and it's fine. I have a beard and covered in tattoos, and I'm a guy, so I look a little less like a target, because there were some spots that we couldn't hitchhike, and I think it cost us maybe $4 to get from Guatemala all the way to Costa Rica, being that we had to take a bus every now and again because we were in a place where there just wasn't people to pick us up hitchhiking, or we got dropped off in the center of the city, so we had to take a bus to the outside of the city so someone would pick us up. Accommodation is a big thing. I couch surf a lot. I stay in hostels. I rarely stay in a hotel. Rarely. I stay at people's houses that I meet, and I also volunteer. So if you volunteer at a hostel, or you volunteer like I did in Nepal, I just volunteered at a gentleman named Dhruba's house and just helped around the house and got to know everyone in the village. It was so amazing. So that, again, cuts your money down because you're not spending any money. Because when you volunteer, more times than not, it's for your accommodation. You'll either get free food or you'll get discounted food. A lot of times, if they have like rentals, you can do those for free, things like that. So basically what I can do is I've budgeted myself to $1,000 a month, which comes down to around $30 a day, I think. And so 30-something dollars a day. It's not hard to do, especially when you're traveling in Southeast Asia, or you're traveling Central and South America, where it's quite a bit cheaper than it is for me back in the States, or if you're from Europe or wherever, where everything's a little more expensive, the cost of living is a little bit higher. One thing I do with when I'm looking for a hostel, and this also will help you save money, is look for hostels that have free Wi-Fi, that have free breakfast, that have free shuttles to and from the airport, that have free rentals of stuff, things like that, because the least amount of money that you can spend, the better, obviously. Now, I do realize that everyone is different. Everyone's situation is different. Everyone comes from different backgrounds, different cultures. So what I'm saying isn't like a how-to, like this isn't how you do it. This is just how I've done it. So there you have it. Let's do a little rundown. So if you want to travel full-time like me, sell everything that you own, travel by land as much as you can, hitchhike whenever you can, stay in hostels, don't stay in hotels, volunteer when you can, and just remember that everyone is different, and prioritize your spending, both when you are abroad and when you're at home. I hope that helped out. If you guys have any questions, please add them down here in the comments, and I'd like to think that I'm pretty good at replying to comments, so I'll reply to you as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and peace.